You can take care of residence-related permit matters in the Enter Finland service. Welcome to Finland. Foreigners need a permit for residing in Finland when they stay in Finland for longer than 90 days. EU citizens must register their right of residence. Non-EU citizens need a residence permit. You can apply for Finnish citizenship when you meet the requirements for it. You can find information on these requirements at the migri.fi website. You can take care of all these matters at the Enter Finland online service. Applying online is quick, inexpensive, and convenient. After you have logged in, the Enter Finland service will guide you further. Make sure that you have all the necessary attachments before you begin. The required attachments are indicated in each application. What does the Enter Finland service contain? You can apply for your first residence permit or an extension to a residence permit that is about to expire through the Enter Finland service. The service also includes application forms for the registration of an EU citizen and his or her spouse. Finnish citizenship can be acquired by application or declaration. Both application forms are available at the service. Select the type of application that you want to submit on the front page. We will now show you an example of how you fill in your first residence permit application. The websites of authorities can assist if you do not know which permit you can apply for. Proceed through the service according to the type of permit you are applying for. Select the most suitable option. If you are not certain of the type of permit you need, you can find more information at the migri.fi website. A residence permit is applied for based on the reason for coming to Finland. Select the grounds by clicking on the menu. For example, if you have a job in Finland, select Employment. First, create a user account. You must create a user account in order to use the service. You can create an account either as soon as you open the service or after you have selected the correct application. Create a new account by clicking the Create a User Account button in the main menu. If you already have an online user account, you can log into your account from the top right corner of the page. Log in with an email address or a high security identifier. You can log into the Enter Finland service either with an email address or a strong authentication, which include online bank credentials of a Finnish bank, a mobile certificate, or a citizen certificate. You can also log in initially with an email address and change the login method to a high security level login later on. In both cases, you can receive the decision at the service for your information. An application form is saved automatically in the background. You can open the various parts of the application by clicking the header row. You can close a part by clicking the header again. You can go to Next Page by clicking the Next Page button at the bottom of the page. An application form is saved automatically while you are completing it. You can also move from one page to another by clicking the circles at the top of the page. The color of the circle indicates whether or not you have information on that page that is still missing. Red means that you still have to continue with the section. The circle is completely green when the section is ready. Fill in the form carefully. Any missing information will delay the processing of your application. An application cannot be sent if any information is missing. You can get more information on a question by hovering your mouse over the question mark. You can interrupt filling in the application and return to complete it. The application can be found under My Applications in the main menu. The attachments of an application must be in Finnish, Swedish, or English. The last page of an application contains a list of attachments required for the application. You can also find information on the attachments before you start to fill in the application. If possible, Use attachment files that are in PDF format. However, you can also send attachments in formats as shown in the picture. The attachments must be in Finnish, Swedish, or English. Use an official translator to have your documents in other languages translated into Finnish, Swedish, or English. Store the original attachments carefully, as you will have to present the original certificates and reports and their translations when your identity is verified by an authority. If required as attachment to residence permit or citizenship applications, certificates of family ties must be legalized if issued by authorities of countries other than Finland, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, or Iceland. When you click the Add Attachment button, you can browse for a file on your computer. When you have selected the correct attachment, click Open. You can only add one obligatory attachment for each panel. If the attachment document consists of several files, they must be combined into one attachment. For example, if you have several documents related to health insurance, combine the documents first as one attachment and then upload it to the service. You can find instructions on combining several documents into one attachment under Help at the Enter Finland service. If you cannot combine files into one attachment, you can add separate attachments at the bottom of the page under Other Attachments. There you can add 5 separate attachments. If you still need to add other separate attachments to your application, you can do so under Supplement your application. There you must first select the application to which you want to add an attachment. You cannot send an application if you have not added all obligatory attachments. Verify your identity by visiting an authority. Before an application is submitted, you must verify your identity. You will prove your identity and show the original documents of the attachments. If you are applying for your first residence permit, you also have to give your fingerprints for the residence permit card. You must select a service point for the verification. Pay with a credit card or the online bank credentials of a Finnish bank. The service will indicate which payment methods are available to you. Before making the payment, ensure that all the information you have entered is correct. You will not be able to edit the information after you have made the payment. Pay with a credit card or online bank credentials. You can also select to pay at a service point. Select a payment method and click either credit card or e-banking. If you make the payment from an online bank, you will need your online bank credentials. The service will forward you to your bank's website to complete the payment. After you have paid, return to the Enter Finland service by clicking the button that leads you back to the seller's service. That way your payment will definitely be transmitted to the Enter Finland service. If you pay with a credit card, enter the credit card number and the security code into the appropriate fields. After the credit card payment, you will automatically be forwarded back to the Enter Finland service. Finally, verify the information and send the application. Confirm the information you have entered by checking the box next to Confirm the information you have entered. Send the application by clicking Send Application. Follow the progress of your application at the service. When you have sent the application, you will automatically be forwarded to the My Applications page. You can follow the progress of the processing of your application. You can also access the My Applications page from the main menu. When your application is being processed or a decision has been made, the status will be shown at the service. The average processing times can be found at migri.fi/processing times. The Customer Service Department of the Finnish Immigration Service does not have more detailed information on the processing phases of your application, so you do not have to contact the Immigration Service. We will contact you if additional information is required. If there is anything missing from your application, we will ask you for more information. You will receive an email message notifying you that there is a request for supplement at the service. If you have added your phone number at the service, you will also receive a text message. The request for supplement can be found under My Applications. Answer the request within the time indicated at the service. Answer the request by first clicking the Read the Supplement Request button and then the Answer the Request for Additional Information button. Report any changes or problems with making an appointment for the verification. If your contact information changes, for example, inform us of your new information by clicking My Applications from the main menu. Go to Send Additional Information. You can also report other information that has changed through the Send Additional Information menu. Also report here if you cannot make an appointment for verifying your identity at the service point within a month after sending the application. If there are no vacant times for an appointment at the service point you have selected within a month and you report it through the service, your application will not be rejected. Remember to log out when you're done. Log out whenever you're not using the service. The service will close when you click the Logout link at the top right corner. The service contains important personal information, so please be careful when handling your identifiers. You can find further instructions under Help in the main menu.